You hear stories all the time, right? AI going wrong in some new, spectacular way. But what if we're all trying to fix the wrong thing? In this explainer, we're going to dig into a really powerful idea that completely flips the script on this whole issue. It suggests that the biggest problem with AI, well, it isn't about the tech at all. It's about us.
So, let's just pause on this for a second. What if the real problem isn't that our AI isn't smart enough, but that it isn't kind enough? Think about it. Every single time an AI messes up, what's the knee-jerk reaction? Make it smarter. But what if the real fix has nothing to do with intelligence? What if it's all about empathy?
And that default reaction, that's what leads us right into something we can call the intelligence trap. It's this mindset that's kind of taken over the whole tech world, and honestly, it might be the very thing stopping us from building AI that actually helps people. I mean, you've seen it happen. A chatbot says something crazy, a hiring tool is biased, and what's the first thing you hear? We need better data, more training, smarter algorithms. It's this automatic reflex. And this whole approach just assumes the problem is purely logical. Like it's just a math equation we haven't solved yet. But the argument we're diving into today says that's totally missing the point. It misses the human cost, the emotional impact these systems have on actual people.
So yeah, let's talk about that impact, because this is where an abstract idea like an emotional gap suddenly becomes incredibly real and incredibly personal.
Okay, this is such a perfect example. Look at the left side. You get a message from your doctor's patient portal. It says, abnormal results detected, schedule follow-up. It's accurate, sure, but it's also terrifying. Can you imagine getting that alert at 2 in the morning? Now, look at the right. The information is exactly the same, but the delivery? Totally different. It acknowledges that you're a human being who might be worried. It validates that feeling.
And that is the whole point right there. Same info, but a completely different emotional impact. The version on the right, it doesn't need some crazy new AI or a genius algorithm. All it needed was for someone, a designer, to stop for just 1 second and ask a simple question. How would a person feel getting this news? See? It's a design choice, it's not a tech problem.
But, okay, this goes way beyond just feeling anxious about some test results. The stakes get so much higher when we take this cold, unempathetic approach and apply it to systems that are making life-altering decisions for us.
Yeah, this quote, it really lands. You know that old Silicon Valley mantra, move fast and break things? Well, that just doesn't work anymore. Because we're not building little photo sharing apps. These are systems with incredible power. And when they break things, they're not breaking code. They're breaking people's lives.
Okay, look at this number, 35%. Just let that sit for a second. Research out of MIT found that some of the big facial recognition systems out there fail 35% of the time when they're trying to identify people from one particular group.
And here's the context that makes that number so absolutely devastating. That 35% failure rate, that was for Black women. And for white men, the failure rate was less than 1%. This isn't just a bug you can patch. This is a massive, catastrophic failure in design, and it has huge real-world consequences.
And look, this isn't some one-off thing. This kind of thoughtless, unempathetic design is everywhere. We've seen it in hiring tools. Remember that one at Amazon? They had to scrap it because it was discriminating against women. It's in algorithms that decide if you get a loan. It's in systems that flag you at airport security. And every single one of these failures doesn't just cause harm, it completely destroys our trust in these systems.
Okay, so the problem is pretty clear, right? But it's not all doom and gloom. It's not hopeless. The good news is there's a real practical path forward, a kind of blueprint for how to build with empathy.
And the whole idea here is to just take empathy down from this vague corporate buzzword and make it something real. It's not a feeling, it's an action. It's a deliberate practice. It's literally just asking yourself, if I were the one on the other side of the screen, how would I want to be treated? That's it. It's about seeing the user as a person, not just a row in a spreadsheet.
And we can actually break this down into 3 simple questions that anyone building this stuff can ask. Number 1, what does this person actually need right now? Not just data. What do they need? Number 2, how will this affect their sense of dignity, their sense of control? Does it empower them or make them feel small? And number 3, and this one is so important, who are we forgetting? Who might we be hurting by accident?
So, you see, it's not about being a better coder, it's about being a better listener. The big takeaway here is that so many of these huge, damaging failures could have been prevented. The answer isn't in more complicated math, it's in a more human process. It's about listening to different kinds of people before a single line of code is ever written. And really, all of this leads us to a pretty fundamental choice about our future. We're standing at a crossroads right now, and the way we decide to build technology today is going to define the world we all live in tomorrow.
And these are the two paths we can take. On one side, you have a future of alienation, a world where AI treats us like problems to be solved, where every interaction is cold and transactional and just makes you feel less human. But on the other side, there's a future of understanding, where our tech actually recognizes that people are complex, where it enhances our humanity and makes us feel more understood, not less. The tech might be the same on both paths, but the philosophy behind it makes all the difference in the world.
This really brings it all home with this powerful idea. We're not just building artificial intelligence, we're building the emotional infrastructure of the future. Think about that. Every algorithm, every user interface, it's like a brick being laid for this new world. It's setting the rules for how we're all going to interact with technology for decades. We have a huge responsibility to get this right.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. The next time you deal with an AI, a chatbot, a recommendation, whatever, try looking at it through this new lens. Don't just think, did it get the answer right? Instead, ask yourself, did it treat me with dignity? Did this feel like it was designed by someone who actually cared about how I felt? The real question isn't just, is it smart? It's, is it kind?